to Kwasi's Arsenal podcast. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. We are back at it again, and this time, just like no other, early morning. Oh my God! Welcome back, guys. We kick off today with the player ratings. Arsenal versus Newcastle, 3-0, comfortable, easy, confident. A lot of remarks have been given on that game, especially by Mikel Arteta. We did do his press conference reaction. You can check it out and see what the manager, the boss, actually said about this game. He said he was very impressed with the boys and how they played that game yesterday. And I should say I was very impressed. It is you guys to tell me welcome back, because I've been off and now I'm back at it again. Smash like button. Let's get them to at least 500 likes. That really makes a lot of sense. And of course, do me a huge favor to subscribe to the channel. By the end of this week, let us at least move to 19,000. So as we get the party started, why don't you do that for me? It will really do make a lot of sense. Subscribe, like, and share. So let's get into the player ratings. Yesterday, we did do the match reaction. We did the manager's reaction and press conference. So all we are left to do is the 5 things we learned, which will be dropping very soon, and of course the player ratings, which I'm going to do right now. You can rate these players with me. You can tell me how much you think everybody scored by going down into the comment box and telling me, Kosi, I think Leno deserved this, or Tierney deserves this out of 10. Much appreciated, and I'll be reading your comments out in the next video. Okay, I'll start with Ban Leno, who have given a 7 out of 10. Now, do not really get me wrong. This guy has kept 5 consecutive clean sheets in the past 5 games. I'll give him for that. I'll just give him that. Yesterday, he did have, a lot of work to do. Newcastle were not really troubling his score. They were not, they were not on his case most of the times. But of course, you give him that, you give him that advantage. You really give it to him. He's a wonderful goalkeeper. And yesterday, I think he deserved that clean sheet, and he got it. I don't think he did so much. I don't think there is so much work, so much work he did as Leno. I cannot really say that, but he was, for me, I think he was just good. He was there, not making these silly mistakes goalkeepers do. And on a couple of occasions when he was tested, I think he was there for a team. And I'll go with that 7 out of 10, unless there is anyone who has something contrary. Cedric Soares gets a 5 out of 10. I don't think he was brilliant yesterday, unless someone still has a different rating for Cedric Soares. I think he was just average. He got himself an assist for Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, of course, to clear his name on the day, but I don't think he was that brilliant. Those long clearances that were not going anywhere, the pressure he was putting on himself, even when we were not under pressure, the wrong passes, the wrong runs. It felt like we had a Hector Bellerin version of Cedric in the right back, and I really didn't like it. So I gave him a 5 out of 10. I hope you guys do agree. I gave Kian Tierney a 7 out of 10. I think he was the better fullback of him and Cedric. He was the better fullback. At least he tried. I should say he tried, to bring in some good performances yesterday, especially in the first half. Those crosses he was trying to do, cutting inside, trying to look for the head of LACAZETTE and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang all the time. I think he was the creative spark in the first half. Well, whenever Saka and Emile Smith-Rowe and Thomas Partey were looking for someone, who had made a run, it was either Aubameyang on that left wing or Kian Tierney. So I think he had a very good game. In the second half, I think he was a little bit lost. I should say he didn't really have a say in a bigger say in the goals we scored. But I think he was still decent. David Louis and Rob Holding in the centre back partnership. Of course, when you look at them and you think you're going to verse Andy Carroll, very good in the air. Now, both of those players, Holding and David Louis, none of them can match the prowess and none of them can match the prowess of Andy Carroll in the air, and that is what actually frightened me. And of course, you have Callum Wilson, prolific goal scorer. They were going to disturb Rob Holding and David Lowe, all the time. And I think Lowe was very, very tight and solid. I'll give him a 7 out of 10. The same mark I'll give to Rob Holding, who I think, ever since he signed his new contract, unlike other Arsenal players, ever since Holding signed his new contract, he's been a little bit different, I should say. Yeah, he's been a little bit different. He's been improving somehow, improving. Yesterday, he didn't have the best of games and he didn't have the worst of games. I mean, he didn't have much work to do. He tried to come up front, to join the attack on a couple of occasions, which I have no problems with. So I think I'll go with the 7. I'll go with the 7, and the same mark still runs down to Granit Xhaka, who I thought played so well as a partner to Thomas Partey. I can't say he had this, flamboyant, because the midfield was Thomas Partey. Partey, covered everybody in that midfield, whether you are Newcastle, whether you Arsenal. I think apart from EMILE Smith-Rowe, the rest of the midfielders there, apart from EMILE Smith-Rowe, Partey, and Aubameyang, the rest of the players were completely out of that game. And I think Granit Xhaka, stood well with Thomas Partey. Whenever Partey needed backup, Partey was there. You could see the runs Thomas Partey was making, being so sure that behind there is that, defensive wall, provided by Granit Xhaka. And I think he was brilliant. And I think that was brilliant. Slightly ahead of them is Thomas Partey in ranking. I give him an 8 out of 10. This guy was really, really brilliant. Oh my God! Look at the first assist for the first goal for Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. That ball, and how many of those balls did he throw onto the pitch, onto Aubameyang's side, onto CEDRIC's side, onto EMILE Smith-Rowe yesterday? How many? How many times did we see him running? How many times did we see him tackling? How many times did we see him in action yesterday? It's like we had it's like we never had so many, midfielders or players in that pitch. But Thomas Partey was all over the place. This guy gets man of the match. Of course, I thought of a couple of players before giving up my man of the match award. I like ESR. I like Smith-Rowe. I wanted to give him my man of the match. That assist was, off the moon. Yeah, that assist to Bukayo Saka, that was off the moon. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang gets a brace, but look at the first goal. That goal is off the moon, off the stars as well. But I went with Thomas Partey. And I liked Mikel Arteta's reaction. He said, and you can see what Thomas Partey brings, the quality he adds to the side. This guy, it's easy to see that Arsenal has Thomas Partey, or Arsenal really doesn't have Thomas Partey on the pitch. I gave EMILE Smith-Rowe. He's not man of the match. Sorry for that. He's not my man of the match. My man of the match is Partey. I don't know why I wrote man of the match, but I gave him a 7 out of 10. I gave him a 7 out of 10. I think he was brilliant. He tried to create the chances, and he did. He got himself an assist. What a finish from Saka, but what an assist. What a ball from ESR. This guy, like I said, I do not compare this boy to Kevin De Bruyne. Make no mistake. I don't want to compare the two. One is off the stars and the other is on earth. But this boy is a replica. Yeah, he is a replica. What he does, you could see that Kevin De Bruyne style of play, and he said he loves those one-on-ones with Alexander Lacazette. We'll talk about that in a minute. But that ball, of course, in that area, everybody thought maybe he was going to cross the ball, maybe he was going to stand and wait for support, but just puts off one Newcastle player and then looks for the feet of any Arsenal player arriving in the box, and that was Saka. That was brilliant. That was an assist. Yeah, that was really, really, really an assist. Alexander Lacazette gets a 6 out of 10. He failed to score, which I do not blame him for, because I think he had a chance and he could have put it away, but he's been brilliant ever since, Aubameyang and Lacazette and EMILE Smith-Rowe and Saka and Martinelli, started putting Arsenal on fire. Lacazette has had a very, very big role to play in that Arsenal side, and I hope and pray that he can continue doing that, because that is what you want to see. I give him a 6 out of 10, not because he was so bad, but he missed out of action. Bukayo Saka got himself a goal. Okay, an easy one, should I say? Should we say an easy one? Yeah. Yeah, he got but he was busy. He was busy all over the night. He was not ball watching. He wasn't ball watching. I give him a 7 out of 10. My captain, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang Boot Clotian, gets that 9 out of 10. He's not my man of the match, but he has the highest ranking. Okay, the second goal was an easy one. Tap it into the back of the net. We've seen players miss that, so I give him credit for that. But again, I want to say the first goal was $1 million goal, $1 million assist from Thomas Partey, and $1 million finish from Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, and that did him a world of good together with Arsenal. So if he can keep that, if he can pick some confidence from that, why not? So Captain Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang gets that 9 out of 10. I hope everybody is okay with it. And MIKEL ARTETA gets that 7 out of 10. One of the things I liked about ARTETA yesterday, he put off Thomas Partey when the game was over. Put off Thomas Partey, put off ESR, let them wait for the next game. That was brilliant. That was brilliant. Because Partey has missed a lot of action, injured. So you don't need to stress him, overstress him. And that was really brilliant from MiKel Arteta. That was so good. I liked it. I liked everything from the start. I really liked everything from the start. The way he set up that team, he has stopped tampering with the team. Now he plays players who must play in the right positions. And like I said, if a manager does that, then we go to the tactics, which I think we didn't see much of, any tactical presence or brilliance yesterday. It was all about Thomas Partey and the players around him picking the rhythm, and you could see a bright and changed Arsenal. The next opponents, Manchester United and Southampton. Hold on, we are coming. Please subscribe to the channel. It really makes a lot of sense. Please do subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be giving away $100. I told you that would be at the 20K subscriber mark, and we are very, very, very close to it. So, guys, why do not you allow me end it here? The player ratings: Arsenal 3, Newcastle 0. Oh, okay. Of course, like any Arsenal fan, you're still skeptical about the next game, but win what is on your table. Yeah. Win what is on your table, and then we can think about the other things later. Let me sign out, and I promise to speak to you very, very soon on the issues regarding transfers.